Hello, you guys. It's me, Tony Rodriguez here, and welcome to Bubble Talk. Starting right on time. I'm just saying. I'm so excited. You guys listen. Have an incredible show lined up for you guys. I have an incredible guest, as you can see, incredible, dark, and handsome guest. Michael Love here in the house.
Hello. How's everyone out there?
We're going to discuss pop culture.
Yes.
And I'm going to do my code to my phone so we can share it for all my friends out there who maybe aren't part of the Bubble Talk page and are part of my personal page. And we want to just make sure everybody out there has an opportunity to watch us live. If you want to watch us live. And at the end, we're going to have a Q&A. So listen to the conversation, get your thoughts together, chime in at the end. We'll be happy to answer your questions. So why Michael Love? Out of all the important, creative, vivacious artists out there, how did we come to be Michael Love? How did we come to be friends? Let me give Michael Love the opportunity to take the mic, introduce himself, and then talk about how this little combination happened. Let's go, Michael.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael J. Love. I am an interdisciplinary tap dance artist. So that means a bunch of things. That means I'm a dancer, choreographer, educator. I'm setting work on my students. I'm creating my own work. I'm teaching, performing, doing a lot of stuff. So I make work that looks at identity and Blackness. I'm also a grad student in the Performances Public Practice program at the University of Texas at Austin, working on my Master's of Fine Arts. Just finished my first year of grad school. It went really well. So there I look at performance studies, race studies, gender, sexuality, a bunch of different things. That all informs my work. So that program is really great for me. It's great to be in grad school because I can do the research that I need to do.
That's an amazing description.
Yeah.
Who can say that? How many of you out there could have an intro like that? Hi, I'm Tony. I'm the hostess of Bubble Talk.
Yeah, but you also do a bunch of other
And this is
stuff.
Michael. And he's like, I am part of the public practice. And blah, blah, blah. I will, Lord have me. I mean, that's a drinkable, clinkable.
Is that a drinkable, clinkable moment?
Wow. This is a for real artist here. This is incredible. I'm going to tell you the first time I met Michael. We were teaching together on a convention circuit in Mexico, Monterrey, Nuevo León. And he was introduced to me by Maga, who's the producer. No, it wasn't Maga. Ana Lucia. Her daughter, who's the producer of Now. And so this is your tap teacher for the weekend. Get to know him. You guys are going to be together. And it was a lot of going on. And I was like, okay, great. So, I'm all about encouraging the artistry, young artists. Teaching is very, very important to me. The proper instruction of different disciplinary dance genres. And this guy said, yeah, I've done this and this and this. And I'm like, I was really, really intrigued. So the next day I went in before my class started and I stood in the back of the convention center in Monterrey, Mexico. And I was watching him and I was blown away.
Thank you.
Blown away. His musicality, his creativity. I wanted to see if he was really all about the talk. And let me tell you, people, his vision, I get goosebumps when I see, we've taught a lot on different convention circuits. We've taught a lot internationally, and to see someone who's kind of made of the same cloth, who is integrating creativity, artistry, technical ability, all at the same time, and encouraging those students to get to moving.
Yeah.
Let's sweat. Let's get some sweating going on.
Yes.
It was Michael Love. I mean, it was amazing. It was like, okay, he's my friend.
Awesome. So when I first met Tony, it was at the Now Dance Workshop in Monterey. And when I watched your class, you just had the microphone up on stage and all these kids were trying to keep up with you because you were just like this crazy fireball of energy the entire time. And I was just so into that. All my best dance mentors and dance teachers were people who walked into the room with a certain energy and a certain intention and a certain passion for what they were doing. And you have all that, it's all here and then it radiates out through. Yeah. It's just you're just one of the best in the business,
Okay.
All your kids are serious and doing it at a high level,
Okay. See, now y'all understand why I have Michael Love on my show. I only have people with like real love for Tony Rodriguez on my show. No, just kidding.
No, that's how it should be.
You know, it's just that, you know, you in this industry specifically, you seem to migrate to people who come from the same origin, who come from the same artistic views, who come from the same place of really wanting to teach your genre in a certain way. And I loved it. It was integral. It was organic. It was the real deal. And LaJean was on that.
Yeah.
Yvonne Ballet Lubbock was. I mean, we had.
It was a good group of people.
The best staff.
Yeah.
Because in our own genres, in our own right, we all felt very, very clear as visionaries. That we felt very clear about how we attacked our everyday curriculum there on that convention circuit. We had a tremendous amount of respect for each other. And then at night we had a little bubbly and it was all good.
It was a good time. Yeah, no, it was great. It was wonderful.
So here we are. So let's get right into it. I know a lot of people were like, okay, so Tony Rodriguez, you love fitness, fashion, and lifestyle. How are you incorporating, how are you integrating this amazing individual who's so creative? Well, we talked about it extensively. And he got here early today and we talked about it. Pop culture.
Yes.
Pop culture is the popular culture, the popular heartbeat
Ooh,
of
I like
our society. So how does that work? Like, why is that important? Is it significant? I know it's significant with the younger generation, but how's that significant to us? I think our screen just went black.
If I do this,
production. Yeah, no
See,
signal. That's okay. Back.
Person of many trades. Many talents.
So I wanted to talk about specifically, I know it involves you. I know it involves the younger generations. My son, Thomas, who's 16, my son, Marcus, who's 25, and you still in your 20s as an artist. Oh,
in my 30s.
Oh, work in his 30s. I know it involves you. But is it really relative to the second phasers? Don't call me a middle ager.
I believe so. I think to me, pop culture is sort of like the pulse of like what we all happen to be thinking or like dreaming or like talking about, right? Even things that are happening, like, you know, like if you take like Beyonce, for instance, like all her most recent work is like sort of like talking about like gender and like being a Black woman and like being a woman right, in the world today. Sure. So I think like pop culture is a good catch-all of like the current conversations that are happening. So yeah, I think it's relevant to everyone. I think like different generations have different ways of like touching it.
Okay.
Right. Like we might see like the 13-year-olds of our time, like Snapchatting or whatever it is they do. I don't know. Yeah. Snapchat like still the hip cool thing.
I don't Snapchat. I'm not cool. I can't like figure it out.
It's crazy. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. It's only there for 24. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then like the older generations, maybe they're like just talking about it around the table or the fire. But these are all things that we're all thinking about collectively. And it's just like how they are synthesized and how they're like delivered and how the conversation continues.
And do you think that it's relevant for my age group, for the 50 and uppers? You know, I got to represent. You know, I mean, how many 50-year-olds wear lips?
I love those.
Red lips. Let me just go into my sponsors right now. Thinking Boutique. Alicia, are you out there? Girl, comment. Tell them. Okay. She said, your style, Tony Rodriguez, is classy with an edge. And I was like, oh, that is so me. I need a shirt that says that. Classy with an edge. You know, I'm profoundly and adamantly passionate about living my life beyond the boundaries that were set before me. Like, I don't believe in 50-year-olds having to behave a certain way or look a certain way or feel a certain way. In my mind, because it's a mindset, right? I don't have an age. When people ask me, well, oh, do you feel like you're in your 20s? No, I feel much wiser than I did when I was in my 20s. I'm very clear. I'm very strong and steady on where my thinking capacity is. Physically, I feel like I'm in the best physical
great
shape of my life. So I don't know. How is a 50-year-old supposed to actually think? So Thinking Boutique, style me today. I'm not going to show you my pantalones, which are my pants.
They're great, by the way.
But you have to tune in because I'm halfway dressed for tonight's celebrity experience, auction.com, just throwing that out there. And Alicia did my styling. Brandy did my amazing makeup. Brandy, Bomb Brandy makeup artist. You got to check her out. I'm going to have her on the show because she has her own makeup line that's natural and healthy, gluten-free, no animals experimented on. She's worked with some of the Hollywood's top celebrities, and look, she did my makeup. Like,
Looks
for
great.
real.
Looks great.
I'm not Demi Moore, but hey, I'm there. I'm trying to be.
You are better than you're a step above Demi Moore.
And thank you. And then I've got to say hello to my other sponsor, Outlaw Supplements, who do natural health supplements. I'm taking their BCAA. I'm on day 8.
Nice.
And I do a half a scoop with some water while I'm running. And, it's not about getting that jolt of energy. It's just I have a lot of longevity. That's the only way to explain it. Is like I'm not as exhausted as I usually am at the end of my workouts. I'm all about it. If it gives me an extra boost to get another extra 2 hours out of my day to do work, I'm going to do it. Hey, can we say hi to a few people real quick?
Yes, we can. Hi, Siri.
And that's Mama, Mary Helen. Hi, Mom. She's met you. Do you remember my mom?
Yes, of course I remember your mother. How are you? Nice to see you.
Hi,
I haven't seen you in a while.
Mary
in
Helen
San Antonio.
Martinez.
Correct?
Yes. She's in Helotes, Texas.
Hello.
Hi, Mama. Thank you. I got Michael here. He's coming with. I have 2 dates tonight. Your daughter's moving up.
That's true. You do. You do have 2 dates tonight.
I have Michael and Randall tonight.
Yes.
So we're going to try to stay on point, Mom. We're going to try to educate you on a couple of things. The mom is in her 70s. Can I say that, Mom? I just did. Sorry. She's in her 70s, but she's a cool hip mama. Like for real. Mom, you already know Michael because you've met her. She has extreme energy. She's like one of those that, my Lord have mercy. Am I doing this right? Production, can you come? See, boom. I don't know. You said double click, and I'm trying to double click.
It's a log.
Yeah, it's a log.
Okay, there.
Okay,
see?
we're good.
We got it.
So, Mom, we're going to talk about this. Wait, something happened.
What? No age.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, no age. Okay. No Mary Helen? Oh, no age. Sorry. She's in her 50-somethings. Anyway. I want to know, in your work in public practice at the University of Texas Austin, and a lot of people want to know, what is your inspiration and what do you write about? What do you talk about? What do you study about? And where do you pull your points of interest?
So a lot of my work is about sort of relating my own human experience to what's going on in the world broadly. So, I mean, I start in pop culture because I'm just someone who loves it. I love music. I love dance. I love TV. I love music videos. I love film. I love all these things, right? The arts in general. And so I'm always someone who will take, as an artist, as someone who's creating my own work, I'll take a bit from pop culture. I'll take a bit from whatever is happening in the news or what's happening broadly, current events. And I'll find ways to make the things that we're talking about on a broader scale more visceral. So that's really what I'm interested in. So it's starting in the middle with what everyone is sort of thinking and talking about, and finding ways to sort of insert my own experience or my own ideas or my own take on things,
which is incredible. Because here's the deal, and we talked about this earlier. I feel like the millennials and the younger generations, my sons plural specifically, have a real connection with pop culture. But I think the 50-year-olds and above, that would include you, Mom, because she's 50-something, they have a real disconnect, and they feel like pop culture is not something that influences them or is not essential to their being. And I beg to differ. I think that I love pop culture. Pop culture is popular culture. It's what's happening today and what's relevant. And I think a lot of that gears advertisement, product sales, what we eat, what we drink, what we look at on a daily basis on the television. I think it definitely gears those types of genres into a certain point. And I think if you're not interested in pop culture, that you need to be to stay relevant. And in my line of work, which is now social media, I'm happy to say, and dance, I've always had to be very relevant about music videos, pop culture as social media,
right?
And And what I'm noticing is, do you feel, and maybe this is just my personal opinion and not yours, but do you feel like it is conducive to a more healthy lifestyle? Do you think more and more people are embracing the idea that to be a role model, to be an artist, there's a responsibility, a certain responsibility to carry when you are given those types of titles to be a role model for people? I mean, do you feel that way? Like when you're teaching your students, do you have to walk out and drink like this? Or I don't know. Are you like bougie and you'll be like, hey, I'm just in it. I mean, like, where are you? And what is your responsibility? Like, I know when I'm a dance teacher, and I have been 35 plus years, that I feel a certain tremendous amount of responsibility when I'm out and about, to handle myself in a certain manner, because I know that I am a role model for students and hundreds of thousands all over the world. Yeah. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's just about being honest and authentic and organic and real. Do you feel
that same way? Like when you leave your dance studios in Austin where you teach, do you feel like you have to hold yourself to a higher standard than most, or not?
I feel that I just, because of the way that I was raised and like who I am as a person and like my own standards. I'm always sort of like trying to be on the next level,
it's an
right?
Effort.
Yeah.
It's definitely an effort. Okay, good. Because we all know. Hi, Alicia. Oh, you're so damn cute, girl. Love the topic. Oh my gosh. Look at her. Check her out. Check out her. I mean, she's insane. Her vision. I'm wearing black. I have navy pants on. The girl, look at these earrings. She's a beast.
Now, do you get to keep these pieces? Do you get to keep these
pieces? I can, at a great discount.
Oh, that's
great. Big discount.
Okay.
Great.
Awesome. Great.
I have a really nice wardrobe thanks to Alicia. Yes.
That's awesome.
She's my stylist.
That's awesome.
She's incredible. And we get to go out tonight, and I can't wait so you can see pictures of Michael and I, Alicia, and then they're going on your website. So Thinking Boutique, Alicia, don't forget. So let's talk about a little bit about the idea of, once you integrate the pop culture influences into your works, when do you think you're successful? At what point, as a grad student at the University of Texas, when are you successful? Is it because you get it? I mean, gone are the days of an A+, right? I mean, come on, let's not be stupid here. But what is your idea for Michael Love? What is your idea of success?
I guess one way I can answer this question is thinking about like, when is like a piece done? And I don't know, maybe this just relates back to our topic. I don't know that there's ever like a point where like something is done or finished or like ultimate success has been reached, right? I think it's always about striving to like stay current, stay up with what's happening, remain a part of the topic, always be engaging and interacting and sort of adding your own voice, but also like knowing when to like be quiet and listen. That's a really important thing that a lot of people need to like know how to do, is to like know when to listen and learn, and maybe go do some reading and thinking on your own, and then coming back to the topic at hand and discussing further, engaging in the dialogue. So like when I'm working on a piece, like I have a piece right now, it's called Go Ahead, Put Your Records On, which you actually saw.
Wait. Okay, I was the screaming weirdo on the third row.
No, it was great.
Love with him. Like great. He self-produced, you guys. How many people can say this? Self-produced his own show in Austin. It was insane. Like every piece was different. The costuming, the musicality, it was old school, it was new school, it was progressive, it was creative. For people like me, it was sheerly an experience.
Well, that's interesting you mentioned old school, because I think that when we talk about pop culture, I think we can also talk about the way that it's like a time capsule, right?
Sure.
So like whatever we're inserting, it's like the broader conversation sort of like is speaking to where we are as a culture at each moment, right? So like we can go back and be like, oh, what was happening in the 80s? Like that we can look at pop culture, what was popular in the 80s, or like we can think about like what was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
It's a good way to like revisit those things.
Yeah. Like we talked about this earlier. I mean, sorry, Walmart, but the idea of you parking your car up next to Walmart and somebody coming out to give you your groceries in 1950, my parents were sitting in a car. Or maybe, in the late 1950s, sitting in a car at the little burger place, and this little girl on roller skates came out and gave them their food. I mean, it's not rocket science. Nothing new under the sun. It's just,
There's nothing new under the sun. It's just evolved.
It's a different time, and we've evolved. We've evolved, and that is pop culture at its finest.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the best example I could think of. It's like, do we really think we're doing anything different? And this is where Stretch Your Lifestyle, my mindset, came into play. And we talked about this earlier. It's like people think they're super cool because they're in the middle of pop culture. How about thinking outside of pop culture?
Or like pop culture is a good place to start, but then how do you expand away from that?
And living on the fringe.
Yeah, like how do you look to the fringes from the mainstream, right?
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm living on the fringe. I want a t-shirt. Alicia, can you make t-shirts at your Thinking Boutique that say, I am living on the fringe of life?
Yeah.
The fringe is the pretty part. You know, it's like the center is absorbent. Everyone wants to be, I want to be a part of it. And I so don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I want to be, and you said it, like the first time I met you, Tony, you seemed to be someone who didn't want to settle.
Yeah. But it always seemed like you were like reaching towards more.
Got to keep reaching.
I literally just said this to you. Like,
I know. Is that crazy? Yeah. Reaching for more. Reach for more. Like the idea of being stifled and stuck is not appealing to me in any way, whether it's relationships, whether it's your job, whether it's your physical fitness, whatever it is, don't get stuck and don't get stifled, because if it's not healthy, it's not good. And I don't mean healthy by, eating kale and almonds all day. I mean healthy, like mental and good for you. And we talked about this too. Let's talk about it for a second.
Right.
Let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about, let's get a little reality TV, because Tony Rodriguez.
I'm gonna take a sip on that
one. We are the same way. When it comes to something that's profoundly not healthy for you, if you were raised, and I talked about this on the podcast with Chase McGee. You got to meet her. She's incredible. If you had the blessing to be raised by two incredible parents, one incredible parent, one incredible grandparent, whatever your or raised yourself in some circumstances, whatever the case may be, the difference between right and wrong.
Yep. And what feels good and what doesn't feel good.
And if it doesn't feel good and it's wrong and you keep making excuses are a negative. That's a minus. I don't know about you, but I never like those minuses on my report card.
Nope. Sure don't.
I like the pluses, the add. Keep adding the money in the bank, baby. You know what I'm saying? I need the positive, right? So if you're tired of the minuses in your life, if you're tired of the negativity, because a minus is a negative, so it's about self-discovery and really, really evaluating your life and where you're at in your relationships, in your fashion. You get stuck and wearing the same jeans and same shoes.
Right.
And, why not think outside the box and go and be a little bit different?
Yeah.
All the time. Your job. I mean, I took a profoundly big step in the last year of my life. And that's why this whole bubble talk evolved. And that's why I have guests like you on here who are part of my journey, who've known me through the stifled era and now into this new place that I'm at. And I'm going to drag him along all the way to the top. So you'll see Michael.
Likewise.
And this guy is so innovative, so incredible. We want to continue to go. What is your perspective? I know we're running out of time here on the whole.
What? We just started.
Oh yeah, we got on that. Oh, we got good. Okay.
okay. I was like, what?
On something that's healthy for you. How do you feel about the whole? Let's draw it into my healthy way of living. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about living healthily? Or
living healthy and getting rid of the negativity, getting rid of anything that's negative or stifling, and looking for a more positive perspective.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think you just have to be brave enough to sort of like not go for the status quo, right? You gotta figure out like what works personally.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself? Where do you, as an educator?
Gosh.
No, he's profoundly motivational. So I want to know, like, where
do I see myself?
Where he studies? Where's all this work? Where are you hoping it will lead you?
I would love to be in academia. I would love to be a professor of dance and dance studies, someone who teaches both in the studio and in the classroom, and looking at dance and culture. And then I would also love to be an artist and have my own sort of company or my own sort of like outfit, whatever that looks like, and be producing work. And I would
Instead
love to travel the world.
Street, it'd be the Love Street.
That's a
Love
great.
Street.
Oh, I think I should write that.
Whoa! Let's get that right now documented, because I get a part of that little pie. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. No.
Love Street
yes.
Company.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I love that. But yeah, do both things. So like, be a thinker and a maker.
Yeah. Well, I love the idea of not being afraid. I mean, that's my whole perspective on Stretch Your Lifestyles, not being afraid to take the risk. People from my generation and generations prior were always like, you know, you don't leave that job unless you have another job. You don't, you know, and it's almost stifling.
Yeah.
How? And I love your new perspective. And as an educator, I hope that you profoundly grasp that idea of feeling good and really encouraging your students and your future Love Street participants.
But you know what? It's not always, it's actually maybe not, we shouldn't say it's always about feeling good, because sometimes it's about embracing the unknown.
Well, I want to say I've made some drastic decisions in my life that didn't feel great, but I knew they were right.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
yeah,
following your gut. But even as a teacher, I think I'm often like encouraging students to sort of go in the direction that they're afraid to go in, because that's when the growth happens.
Oh, good segue.
Right?
Please do not tell Michael Love that he needs to choreograph a certain way, like a certain someone. Oh my Jesus. This guy is so creative. Let artists do their work. People, if you hear nothing from today's, film,
that's a great
artists need to be artists. Do not micromanage us.
Yeah.
Let us create in a world where we're uninhibited. Let us live on the fringe, because we add the spice and the color of your life. We give you the vision of pop culture. We are pop culture. I'm 50, and I can honestly say I am the new 50-ish people. 50
yeah, no, you are.
People. Like,
you are.
Gone are the days of, I'm going to retire and play golf in Palm Beach. No offense to those of you who are doing it, but I'm not doing that till I'm 85. Let me quote that.
I'm here for that.
There's a good living going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to be drinking a lot of pretty bubbles all over the world. I'm going to be working with designers. I've got goals.
Yes.
I've got things. And it's changing your perspective. It's changing the spectrum of how you think. Let me just say it, how you think. Again, one more time, Alicia at Thinking Boutique. I adore you. She's an educator. I'm actually going to have her on my show very, very soon. I want her to talk about her books. She's published books. She has works in which she helps encourage women, entrepreneurs of all ethnicities, diversities. Amazing Brandy, who works out of Thinking Boutique, my makeup artist, does her own. Like I said, I didn't even know there was such thing as healthy makeup. Now I understand there's all this great organic natural makeup that's really good for your skin.
Yeah.
I have this incredible artist here that I can't wait that get to spend the evening with. In our closing, if there was something out there, you have this platform where you can reach millions of people, Michael. If there's something that you would really want to convey today, what would that be to the people?
I guess going back to our start in the middle and then find your own path, right?
Right.
So if pop culture is what everyone is into, how can you take that and make it your own? In like whatever way that means, right? So if it's just as simple as like, oh, if everyone's listening to this artist, like I'm going to start there and then do my own discovery exploration to find out like where my heart really lies, or like what music I really enjoy, right?
Right.
Or if it's like everyone's living their life this one way, like that's cool. Okay, so I'll do that for a while, and then I'll like chip away and find out how I really want to live my own life.
Sure.
Or if it's like everyone eats this thing or everyone does that thing, I think it's a good litmus test for like where everyone is, and then figuring out from there like where you should go or like where you want to go.
Very, very good. I've got my own little T-Rod style. Y'all know y'all about to get it because you know at the end of every one of my
Here
shows.
we go. Wrap it up.
I just got to say something. If you're in a position where you can profoundly make a difference, if you're in a position of pop culture, you're a YouTuber, you're a pop artist, you're a designer, you're someone who has this profound following of amazing young people, do your due diligence. Do your homework. Be responsible for the people that are following you in some way, in some fashion. Help them to become more healthy, maybe not physically, but mentally. Help them to have a healthier perspective about life so they don't have to go to drastic measures to hurt other innocent individuals.
Yeah.
Like, do your part to really help people be more level-headed about situations. Everything, people, is temporary.
Yep.
Nothing's permanent. Pain is permanent. So please do your due diligence as a social media newbie. And I'm so excited about this position. I'm taking it seriously. I'm bringing on people with integral viewpoints, with true messages of organic living, a healthy way of thinking. I'm hoping that I'm opening your minds to an amazing, amazing life out there. I don't care if you're 10, 12, 30, or 50, 70, 80. Listen, guys, open your minds. Can we do a really quick Q&A? Let's talk to some people. This is Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
How are you? She said, I adore you too.
Alicia, these pants that Tony's wearing are awesome. And Tony, you know that I love bell bottoms, right? Because in my show, I had this pair of purple bell bottoms.
Listen. He killed me. His clothes. You have to see his photo shoot. Tell them where they can find you, Michael. Give your website.
I am you can find me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active, at DancerMLove, DancerMLove, all one word. I'm also DancerMLove.com. You can reach out there. Those are the best places to find me.
Boom. Boom. That's all I have to say. Is insane. Style is his thing.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Okay, let's go. Let's see. Nishma. How are you, Nishma? Okay, so Nishma, hi. Her little girl, Sammy, is new to my dance company.
Oh my gosh.
She's about to get the wrath of Miss Tony.
But it's the wrath of Miss Tony is like a necessary thing.
Yeah.
It's like what
Ben
you have to do.
You. Ben Berter can tell you. He's our audio visual guy, and he was on my dance company, and he can tell you. Nishma, thank you so much for watching. You guys, thank you everyone out there who every Thursday at 4:00, she said, looking good? Thank you. Looking great. Thank you so much. You guys, listen, we appreciate all of your support. I appreciate all your love. I appreciate you. Am I doing this right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. No, see, I double clicked. Okay. I appreciate all your love, all your support. Outlaw Laboratories, Outlaw Supplements. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. Hey, you guys, I just want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk to you on my perspective. Bubble talk, it's like I think outside the cartoon, the bubble over my head. And I love to drink me some bubble.
Oh my goodness.
I want to welcome him to Houston.
That's great.
We're going to go have this amazing experience tonight. I hope in some way we influenced you to be more positive, to be more open-minded, to living a healthier, more well-rounded lifestyle. You guys, we're going to end it. Thank you. You can reach me at TonyRodriguezRealtor@gmail.com. Don't forget Bubble Talk every Thursday, 4 p.m. Peace, you guys.
Should we do a clink?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. See you next Thursday.